Hello everyone, my name is iluhicamina. I come from Sons of Chaos Latam. We are here with Doblelift. I'm so sorry for the loss. How how do you feel today after win one match and lose another?
Um, I guess I feel overall I feel good because the way that we won, we won against FlyQuest, who's very strong team. They're not having the best start in LCS, but I know that they're a very tough opponent to beat, and we beat them really strongly. Like our win was very overwhelming. But today we lost versus Team Liquid. It was a bit of a slow game where there's not too many big moments in the game, so it just kind of felt like we made a couple mistakes. The game was going very, very slow. So, two or three mistakes, you just kind of lose. So, the enemy team got one kill on our jungler, and then they got Baron. And then on Baron, I got caught on bot tier 2, and I died, and then we lost Inhib. And then the game is kind of over. It's like very uh, a small number of mistakes that we can easily fix. So, yeah, I don't feel that bad, I guess, about losing today, even though it does really suck. Another thing is obviously we're playing with the substitute mid laner. Um, I think Nuketook is playing very well, but we spent the whole Korean boot camp scrimming with our main roster with Quid. So I think our team has a lot of room to improve, and it's just the first week of LCS, so feeling good.
Yeah. Also, I don't say 100 Thieves, so sorry. And the team do you become? And okay, the first question for the community was, what do you do from the first split and to the second split? What do you do in that time? Do you go to vacations? Do you go to boot camp or just go to relax time? What do you do?
Well, let me think. What did I do between the splits? Yeah, I took a little bit of a break. Like I didn't really play much for a month, because we had 1 month before our Korean boot camp after we lost in playoffs. And for that whole month, I just enjoyed my time. It was like a little bit of it was just a little bit of free time. So I spent a lot of time with my girlfriend Lena, and we have a cat. Her name is Mochi, and I'm just spending time with basically our cat and just relaxing, but also getting ready to be like super focused up for the next split. Then we did our Korean boot camp, and your your priorities need to change when the season starts. Like you need to actually focus completely on the game. You can't spend much time, like for example, I can't spend much time at home. I can't spend much time hanging out with our cat or my girlfriend because as soon as I stop focusing on improvement as my number one priority, then I'll start playing a lot worse. And yeah, it's kind of the black and white of being a pro player. You have big time off sometimes, like a month, sometimes 2 months. But then during the season, you have no free time at all. Um, and I kind of like that actually. I know some people wouldn't like it, but I find it to be like pretty exciting.
Do you already answer two questions? What is most hardest part to be a pro player, and another one was what's the enjoy part to be a pro player. Thank you very much for that answer too. And also, what is the most hardest part and enjoy part to be an AD carry?
Um, I think the hardest part is that hmm, the hardest part I feel like is AD carry is kind of about playing a perfect game more than any other role. Like dying, taking a bad trade, or making like a positioning mistake as an AD carry is super punishing compared to any other role because most other roles have some sort of mechanism to get out of a bad situation. AD carries really don't, and everyone is always trying to kill you because you're the most important person to, you know, to try to dive, one shot, flank, and so like it's hard, right? It's the most probably like one of the most stressful roles to play in competitive. But I also really like that. It makes you play better. It makes you play smarter. Like you have to be more aware to be an AD carry player. So yeah, like that's a thing that I don't like sometimes, but it's actually something I really like every single day because there's so many ways I can improve, like mechanically, in lane, team fighting positioning, awareness. Every player, every pro player is trying to improve at all these things for sure. Um, but when you make a mistake as an AD carry, I really think it shows a lot more. And when you're really playing well, you can carry your team. Even if your teammates are playing pretty badly, actually, you can carry from my role.
Okay, and also, what is with all your experience? Uh, in this season, League of Legends, they have too many change also in the items and the meta and the champions. What do you think about it? Is most harder? Is it fun facts, or do you love it? What do you think about the change every patch?
Yeah, no, I think it's really great. I've always liked it that they changed the game so much because if you watch the same game over and over again or play the same game over and over again, it's going to get really boring. Like the reason why League is still really fun for me is because it changes so much. Actually, when League is not fun is sometimes people get really sick of metas like this where it's just enchanters, Zeri Yumi a lot, the same bot lane combos, the same champions picked in every role. Then the game gets kind of boring. So I think it's a good thing that League is always changing and has like really, really big patches that make it's just exciting when some like new strategies come out or new picks or like new crazy builds. Um it's just I think it's what makes a game fun for a long time. And yeah, I mean as a pro player, what it actually does is it makes it so you have to always be practicing. You can never take, a week off easy or, practice really hard 1 month, then the next month not play much solo queue because that next month a big patch could come out and you're gonna need to relearn the game. So it makes it kind of a lot harder to be a pro player in League than maybe some other games where the game doesn't change as much. But it's good for the game for sure. That's why League is still, the most popular game in the world.
Yeah, and also talking about this game, with all your career you have, there are something do you want to make in or do you want to play or do with your career like a champs of war or something like that?
Yeah, I mean the only thing that there is left to do is to like make it out of groups at Worlds hopefully and make a deep run. Like I don't think that any American player is saying like we're gonna win Worlds this year, but I think it's always a goal that every pro player has or should have. I mean, there's no point in playing competitively if your goal isn't to be the best. So I think every really like true competitor is they want to win Worlds. That's their dream.
Uh,
It's my dream.
in
So
okay,
go
go.
ahead.
Okay,
No, I mean that's it. That's really it. Like, yeah,
okay.
I definitely want to win
And
Worlds, but I think more
it's
realistically, I want to
it's
make a deep run.
it's great to hear that because and here in Latin America we are in another situation. So the last time I hear about CEO from for a team, they say, "Don't worry about wars. We are just gonna make fun or get funny times and what's the split because we're gonna play hard, but in international way we don't gonna make anything." And for me it was oh no, dude, don't say that because you are saying we are not going to do anything internationally forever.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
it's a loser's mindset for sure.
yeah,
You have to always believe that it's possible.
it's so sad. So it's great to hear you have that dream. So and also uh, the fans they want to know what do you think about the also the Latin America.
Um, I mean, I think it's like the Latin American teams that I've seen, they work really hard. When the best teams come to like international events, they don't have good results, but um, I don't think it's because they're not trying hard. I think it's because the situation is just not that good for improving. Like, there's not as many players. I'm guessing that the solo queue quality for the pro players is not that great. There's not as many competitive level like world class players to play against. Um, it's just like a snowball effect because I feel like if you play in Korea or China, you're constantly playing against some of the best players in the world. Then they're making you better, and the environment is just so easy to improve in. That's why people do boot camps in Korea all the time. But for all the other regions, basically outside of Asia, it's actually very hard to improve unless your player base is huge. You need to have a massive player base in solo queues so that every time you queue up, you're playing against good players. The 0.01% of the population is like good enough, and then in that way, like you can get better every day. So yeah, I mean, it just sucks. I think it's a sad situation, but I know that the Latin American fans are really passionate about the game
Yeah,
and about their teams. So I've always appreciated that because it seems like um, the community is the community in Latin America seems very nice.
thank you very much for the answer. And for last, do you want to send some message to all the people in Latin America?
I don't really have anything to say, but thank you for the interview. And for all if I have any fans in Latin America, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much for this interview. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I did.